Fuck, there he is. Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ. The head. Well, shit. Zombie movies were right. Huh? Wow. Ah.
When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk here.
Well, I mean, I guess the movies were right when it came down to dealing with zombies. And, well, I mean, if it wasn't for Dawn of the Dead's tiny little mini title card, like, chapter selections thing, I wouldn't have known how to kill that zombie. Totally. I totally wouldn't have without this movie. Or these movies. Because these are two very good zombie movies. Alright assholes, how are you doing today? My name is Brendan Bromley and today we are going over two of my favorite zombie movies, if not my two favorite zombie movies of all time. Dawn of the Dead and Zombie 2. Well, since because Dawn of the Dead is more famous, let's just get that one out of the way first. So Dawn of the Dead is about a group of 4 people which consists of 2 SWAT team members, a police officer, and a news reporter who all of them get in this helicopter and go to this shopping mall, and well, in the shopping mall there are zombies. But the shopping mall would make for a pretty good home base, would make for a pretty good place to survive and hold up in a zombie apocalypse. So they clear out the mall and try to defend the mall from other people and other zombies that are trying to get in. And it's a pretty simple plot, just 4 people hold up in a mall, defend the damn mall. Yeah, that's about it. Well, that's about it story-wise, because this movie, for a while, was my favorite movie ever made, with Saving Private Ryan beating it out. And here's the thing, is that with this movie, it is the only movie to this day where I have been able to watch it more than 3, 4, 5 times in one day. I have been able to watch this movie multiple times in one day. Because you want to know why? One word. Fun. This movie has just the most fun environment I have ever seen in a horror movie or zombie movie. The actors, the performances are absolutely fun. The environment is fun. The feel I'm getting is fun. And it looks like it was a whole lot of fun to film this movie inside an actual mall. Because that's what they did. And this movie is just, that's all I can describe it as. Fun. And there's no other word perfect for it. But if I were to praise anything about this movie the most, it would be 2 things. First off, the direction from George A. Romero. He's the guy that basically created the standard zombie with his movie Night of the Living Dead. And after that, a whole bunch of movies kind of tried ripping it off, trying to come up with their own stories that are very similar to Night of the Living Dead. Well, now with this movie, Dawn of the Dead comes around and amps up Night of the Living Dead to 10 or debatably 20 with infinitely more zombies. It's colorized. We've got better characters that work together and are smart. And we also got just such a fantastic place for these characters to be held up in. Because there are some very funny moments in this movie. Especially with when they're all goofing around after they've already killed all the zombies in the mall. They're just messing around and having fun. And the direction with this is just spot on. especially with the fact that George A. Romero compares mall shoppers to zombies, and how the zombies are attracted to that place, the mall, because that's a place that they remember being when they were alive, so they're attracted there. It's the idea of consumerism and capitalism. And I was a bit surprised to see social commentary in this movie actually works pretty well. Now, the other thing I have to praise is the music. The music is very distinct, very fun. It goes from being atmospheric to scary to calming to fun to just energetic. It has blends of just about every kind of music in here. It's got blends of rock, it's got blends of jazz, it's got blends of just smooth piano. It's just got blends of all of it, and I love it. This movie is perfect. I can't, if it was anything, it's just that it's dated. The gore effects are whatever. The blood is like really pink, and the gunshot sound effects are kind of lame, but I mean, that's because of the time. I'm not going to let that thing hold this movie back. So, because I like everything so damn much, Dawn of the Dead does get a 10 out of 10. Okay, so I want to provide a little backstory for this movie. So Dawn of the Dead, the US theatrical cut, that's what Dawn of the Dead was called here in the US. Just simply Dawn of the Dead. But in other regions of the world, it was not Dawn of the Dead. In Europe, the title was changed to Zombie. Well, when people saw the movie Zombie, also known as Dawn of the Dead, people started to go ahead and really like the movie Dawn of the Dead in Europe. And it inspired some people to make their own movies. That's when an Italian director named Lucio Fulci came around and made a movie called Zombie 2, an unrelated sequel to Dawn of the Dead. And surprisingly, this movie is just as good, but for different reasons. So, Zombie 2 follows this woman who is trying to find her father who has gone missing, and she teams up with this reporter, and so they go ahead and they're trying to get to this island where they believe that her father may be, and they tag along with these two other people who are basically on a vacation, and they all go to this island where they go to try and find this woman's father, and you know what? The island is infested with zombies and doctors who are trying to figure out why the dead are coming back to life. And it's a more interesting premise, for me at least, than just being holed up in a mall. But you know what? This movie might not be as fun as Dawn of the Dead. I will tell you this. It's gorier, scarier, but just as effective as Dawn of the Dead. So, with Zombie 2, we have many, many, many iconic moments in horror movie history. If I could name the three most iconic moments in this movie, I would say they are the zombie versus the shark underwater scene, the zombie coming out of the ground and ripping out a woman's throat, or biting out a woman's throat, because Jesus Christ, he literally just, you get the idea. And the absolutely most painful wood splinter to the goddamn eye I have ever seen. I mean, guys, I'm going to show you this. If you guys are at all squeamish and cannot see eye-related stuff, turn away now, or skip about a minute later, because I'm going to be talking about this scene for a little bit. And well, oh my fucking Christ, the splinter literally just broke off! Oh my god! Well, if that doesn't tell you how this movie is, and why it's scarier, and why it's gorier, I don't know what the hell else will. But if it's anything that is on par with Dawn of the Dead, where both of them have something in common, it's the music. The music in this movie is also very, very memorable, with a whole bunch of synth piano type music with some very heavy percussion here and there. And the music is very, very memorable because it just fits well with the environment, the voodoo-esque environment that we get in this movie. And, well, at the end of the day, I can't decide which one I like more. Can't decide if I like Dawn of the Dead more. Can't decide if I like Zombie more. With Dawn of the Dead, we get a fun, very lighthearted, easy to watch movie that just has plenty of good social commentary and fun characters. And with Zombie 2, we get a scary, gory movie with just as good of characters. Just they're not fun, they're serious. This is a serious zombie movie. And if you want more of the voodoo aspect, I would recommend this movie. But if you want more of the fun vibe, I'd recommend Dawn of the Dead. But besides the point, Zombie 2 has great cast, great moments of good gore, good scares, great direction by Lucio Fulci, and just excellent everything. This is a very excellent movie. Because of it, Zombie 2 does get a 10 out of 10. So guys, there we go. We just looked over two of my, if not my favorite zombie movies ever made. And guys, I love these movies. I can't recommend these movies enough. If you want a serious movie, I'd recommend Zombie 2 more. If you want a fun movie, I'd recommend Dawn of the Dead more. But, guys, regardless, go check them both out. They're both very worth your time. My name is Brendan Brimley. I hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever the heck time you're watching this. And as for tomorrow's movies, they are The Shining and The Omen, my two favorite paranormal movies ever made. And that's besides the point. More on those guys tomorrow. My name is Brendan Brownlee. Hope you guys have a great day, evening, night, whatever the hell time you watch this. And I'll see you all next time.